This is Hamilton Today with Scott Thompson on 900 CHML.
We've talked about this before. After nearly 4 months of trying to convince the Halton District School Board to implement a staff dress code, a group of Oakville High School students' parents are threatening to take issues to court. In a 6-page letter sent via their lawyer earlier this week, they've given the board until Thursday to apply the same dress code requirements that students are expected to adhere to this teacher. The letter is the most recent complaint sparked by a months-long controversy over an educator who wears oversized prosthetic breasts with protruding fake nipples to school. Where do we go from here? Let's bring in Rishi Bandhu, a Bandhu Law Professional Corporation and the lawyer of the parent group, and is with us now. Rishi, thank you for the time. I hope you're doing well.
Thanks very much. I hope you're doing well, too.
So talk about this lawsuit from the parents and what they are trying to do here, what their issue is.
So fair enough. I'll clarify, though, there isn't a lawsuit presently, and we haven't said that a lawsuit is coming imminently or anything like that. I know that that's how some of the headlines read, but we're very much committed to dialogue and a constructive resolution here. Although if we can't get anywhere at some point in time, certainly my clients and potentially other parents will look at some sort of judicial intervention to get the results that they're looking for.
So again, explain the issue and the concerns here.
Yeah, fair enough. So as you know, in September, a teacher, Ms. Kayla Lemieux, was attending school in these really oversized breasts with these protruding nipples and bike shorts, and the parents at the school have been trying repeatedly to have their concerns addressed with this, but they've just been met with silence. It's the view of the parents that what the teacher is wearing is obscene, it's pornographic, it's inconsistent with the student dress code, and it's really not an issue of gender identity or expression. It seems to be, according to the parents, to be more of an issue of fetish expression, and that's not a human rights issue as far as we can see. And it's something that has to be enforced via the student dress code.
Again, as you've expressed, I think most of the concern here is the proper attire and what is that? Why isn't do you think the board reacting? Because as you said, and I have kids in high school, or did, if this was the students, boy, this would be a whole other discussion. So why isn't the board reacting? Why is there two different rules here?
You know, it's not clear to us because the board isn't communicating, so we can only speculate. And you know, in the roundabout manner in which they've addressed this, you know, to the parents and to the media, it appears to be that they're taking a position that this is protected activity under the Human Rights Code. In other words, the teacher is expressing her gender, which she is certainly entitled to do, and because of that, they're not going to enforce any sort of attire. I think that they're also saying that there isn't a teacher dress code, and that the student dress code doesn't apply to teachers. But from our point of view, that does not make any sense at all. The teachers are in fact expected to communicate and monitor the dress code effectively to enforce it. So if that's the case, then they have to be in compliance with the student dress code.
I'm trying to be sensitive with this, but allegedly this is a transgender issue here. How do you balance that with proper attire? Because to me, these are two different issues.
Well, again, from our perspective, it's not a gender expression issue. It's a dress attire issue. And look, we don't take any issue with the fact that all persons in Ontario are entitled to express their gender in the workplace, including in a school environment. Right? There is no issue with that at all. I have a child at Oakville-Trafalgar as well. I have no problem with my child being taught by a transgender person. I think it's the right thing that we need to do in our society. The problem is that on its face, the appearance of this teacher violates the student dress code. It appears to be obscene. It appears to be pornographic, and the prosthetic nipples are showing through the teacher's shirt. And that is expressly prohibited by the student dress code.
As you said, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so we just don't understand why they're not applying that student dress code to the teachers.
It appears the board is concerned about their rights, but at what point do the rights of the rest of the kids supersede the rights of one individual?
Well, I think we need to figure out if this person is even exercising a right under the human rights legislation, and that's simply not apparent to us at all. And look, the board has to make that decision. They are the employer in this case, and as parents, we are strangers to this employment relationship. We can't tell the board what to do with respect to this teacher. The only thing that we can do as parents is voice our concerns, and that's what we're trying to do. But the board isn't listening to that, and that's part of our concern. If you look at the Education Act gives parents a voice through school council to express their views on any matter that relates to pupil achievement and the accountability of the educational system to parents. So we have concerns about this. We have questions about this. We want to know why the student dress code isn't being applied. But the board continually says that this is not an issue for parents. It's an operational issue. It's a human resource issue. So effectively, mind your own business. And our view is that that's not proper and lawful.
I've only got a short time left, a few seconds. Where do you think this is going?
I remain hopeful that the board is going to communicate with us, because I think we're taking a reasonable, common sense approach on this, and it boils down to two things. Number one, acknowledge that the student dress code applies and the teachers have to comply with it. And secondly, cease and desist from censuring the parents and listen to us and listen to our concerns and respond appropriately to them.
Rishi Bandhu with us, Bandhu Law Professional Corporation, the lawyer for the parent group in regard to the Halton District School Board and a teacher in question there over their attire. Rishi, thank you so much for the time and insight. Much appreciated. Be well.
Thank you. You too. I appreciate your time.
Thanks for listening to the Hamilton Today podcast. You can listen to the show live weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on 900 CHML and online at 900CHML.com.